What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. You know, Shakur Stevenson, man. People don't give him the credit that he deserves as a fighter. Now, it's been times when he's been a little, a little disrespectful with the fans and some of the journalists or whatever. But for the most part, I think he a guy that don't like to be don't like criticism. And most fighters don't. But I think Shakur is the best of the best out of the dudes, and from 140 on down. I think Shakur, between Shakur, Tank, and Teofimo. Well, I take that back. Between Shakur, Tank, and Keyshawn Davis and Teofimo, you would have to see who is the best. I don't. For one, I guess you could throw Antoine Russell in there too. But after he lost that fight to Paro or whatever that dude name is, it made me wonder a little bit about him. Antoine Russell got the skills, but it just seemed like just like in that fight, uh, he couldn't deal with the jab. That guy had uh, he was rangy and had a good jab, and it that's how Russell lost the fight. To be honest with you, he really couldn't get away. He really couldn't neutralize that jab or take that jab away, and it just really seemed like it threw his whole fight plan off. So that made me a little leery. I'm gonna have to see him in there with more good fighters to to really determine where I think he can go. But what people don't realize, now, yeah, Teofimo Lopez, he beat Lomachenko, but this is what people gotta realize. When Lomachenko fought Teofimo Lopez, this is just my opinion and how it looked for me watching the fight. Loma didn't fight for the first 6 rounds because he was concerned with Teo's size and power. He really was. And when it got to the second half of the fight, either he realized, either Teo had slowed down and wasn't punching as hard, or he realized he could take the punches, and he just came on a little bit too late. Lomachenko did. Then we saw what happened with him with Cambosis. But Teofimo is a good fighter, but he do have bipolar tendencies, where he up and down, and I don't know if he is bipolar or not, but he definitely had them ups and downs. And Shakur Stevens is an even kill type dude for the most part. You know, Here's another thing people don't look at. It's not like Shakur been trying to fight these dudes. Dudes been coming up with all kind of bullshit not to fight him. Don't y'all remember? I think 2 years ago, Keyshawn and Frank Martin signed and agreed to a fight. 2 months into it, Frank Martin pulled out and took the fight with Tank. Keyshawn had a fight with Floyd Schofield, signed, sealed, and delivered. Week of the fight, Floyd Schofield pulled out. This shit done happened to Shakur about 3 times with the top level fighters, with top level fighters in the divisions he in. So if he ain't better, if we had, when people say who he fought with, hell, he can't get these motherfuckers in the ring. Even after they sign, the fight ain't safe. And all that boiled down to is because these guys know, they know his skill level. Why would you, Frank Martin is a good fighter. Why would you sign a fight Shakur in a month or two into it, see a fight with Tank? Yeah, I get it, more money, but you gonna make more money. You make more money from winning big fights, not just being in them getting beat. And in my mind, I think he felt like he had a better chance. Frank felt like he had a better chance beating Tank than he did beating Shakur. Yeah, it was more money to fight Tank, but I just felt like he thought he might have had a better opportunity to win that fight. Tank is not a busy fighter, so I think a lot of guys, uh, their mindset is to jump on Tank early, get a lead, and try to coast, and just try to stay away and box in the late rounds. That's kind of what Roach did to him when they fought, but you gotta have the skills to do that too. And you're gonna have to take one of them big bombs. You ain't gonna go 12 rounds and don't taste one or two of those. But I just felt like, to me, and maybe I'm a little little bit biased towards Shakur, because I watched him his amateur career too, and the boy can fight. I've seen him in there with pretty much any and every style fighter that you could be in. Now, I haven't seen him on the top level with these guys, but I seen him fight a lot of good guys and amateurs, and I seen all his fights in the professional ranks. And the thing that, if you want to throw Shakur off, is going to take power. I think when he fought the dude out of Jamaica, I can't never remember this guy's name. Tim Bradley was calling the fight, and I think in the third round, that dude caught Shakur with a good shot, and Shakur got on the bike and started moving. I mean, big time. And Tim Bradley, his whole expression was, and he said Shakur don't like that power. I don't think no fighter like to get hit over and over again, but Shakur put me in the mind of Floyd Mayweather, in the sense where he ain't going in there to take a bunch of damage. He going in there to give out damage. And when your defense on point, you don't have to take all them shots. It's best not to, if you're good enough to play that game. Hit and don't get hit. People keep saying about how athletic Teofimo is, and he is. He one of the best athletes I've ever seen in a boxing ring. You can just look and see the natural athleticism, but technique and skill on that box with boxing neutralize a lot of shit. Technique and skill and speed between power and all that shit, that sound, elite level fundamentals, with the right technique and the right approach, that neutralize all that shit straight up. It's been a lot of shit. Zab was a better athlete than Floyd, and if you go back and watch the fight, Zab started off real good with Floyd. What did Floyd do? We ain't gonna box. We finna bang, because this boxing match ain't going too good. Same thing that happened with Zab with Cotto. Zab speed and power. If you was like Zab size, you gotta realize Zab fought Joshua Clottey, and all them dudes was way bigger than Zab. But when he was at the top level, you put a guy his own size in there with him, they gonna have a lot of problems, because Zab's speed, power, and his elusiveness, when Zab was, at his peak, shit, it was next level. Go watch the fight with him and Floyd. Zab was faster than Floyd, and he was punching harder early, and Floyd had to make some adjustments and start crowding Zab, and turned it into more of a fight than a boxing match, because Zab was the more effective at the boxing in that fight. Same way, Floyd had to take Shane Mosley out of the fight and made Shane box. When they was fighting, Shane caught Floyd with two big right hands in the second round, and after that, Floyd was fighting, but he boxed the hell out of him after that. He wasn't giving him nothing else. Wasn't no more that laying on the inside, trying to catch and shoot. He went on out there and stood on business and outboxed him. You have to do what your opponent don't want you to do, and you got to have the skills to do that. And I think, although Teofimo is a very athletic fighter, he's more one-dimensional than you would think he is. And I'm not saying he can't come from angles and things of that nature, but if you watch Teofimo, he's borderline predictable to some degree in spots, the way he fight. And I take that away from him. Teofimo has always been one of the best fighters out here. I don't like a lot of that ignorant shit he be out here talking, but as far as him, the fighter, Teofimo is a damn good fighter, and this is a damn good fight. And another thing that people gotta realize, I've been seeing a lot of people saying Shakur could lose this fight. That's how it's supposed to be. I mean, it's so unnormal that people act like it's it's damn near another uncurable cancer or something, because He get in the ring with stiff competition. Shakur been trying to do this. He couldn't get these guys in the ring. Floyd Schofield pulled out 3 or 4 days before the fight. Frank Martin pulled out a month before the fight. What the fuck can that? He can't do nothing about that. If these dudes gonna get cold feet, the closer they get to the fight date, from what it looked like to me, he ain't worried about fighting these dudes now. Devin sent him a contract. He didn't sign that contract, but this is what I would say to that. I don't have only proof we got is Devin did send him a contract over there. Now, did he disrespect him with the money? More likely, probably, since they didn't fight, because fighters fight for money and they fight for big paydays. So most managers and agents and promoters, the good ones, you already know what number you gotta reach to make a fight happen. You already know this. So the negotiation a lot of times is to see if they can get under the number that's probably just unspoken, but everybody know it's a number out here that certain type fighter gonna be looking at. And if you get to that number and up, the fight will be made. If you not at that number and below it, it ain't gonna be no fight. So just cause a guy sent a contract don't mean he sent a contract that he thought a motherfucker was gonna sign. And I'm not saying it was one way or the other. I'm just stating facts. That just because somebody sent a contract don't mean they sent shit that they even thought a motherfucker would agree with. And I just hope, and I ain't gonna say I hope, I think it's happening already. Ever since Crawford fought Canelo and Madrimov and Spence, you see these guys coming outside wanting to fight now because they looking at all the recognition, all the love, and how Terrence Crawford has kind of bypassed Benavidez and Canelo as the face of boxing, and he didn't do it out here on social media talking a bunch of ignorant shit. He did it by going in there in mismatches, moving up in weight divisions, fighting the best guy in the division and beating him. And that's how he made his name. And I think Shakur see that, and he realized I can speed this whole process up. I just gotta go up here and beat a couple of these motherfuckers up. And a lot of times I think Teofimo fell for the banana in the tailpipe on this one. I think Shakur caught his man. I really do. I think Teofimo would have been better off fighting Devin than he would have fighting Shakur, but that's just my opinion. And we will soon see. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit like and subscribe. Till next time, it's your boy Spill Dog. I'm out.